Hey, what's happening, guys? So apparently the new Snyder Cut version 2 official trailer has come out. So it's coming out in a handful of days. I don't know why we need a trailer at this point. Who doesn't know about it? Who's planning on watching it? But whatever. I guess I'll just go ahead and do a reaction video to this. So let's get to it.
So begins the end for Darkseid.
I've never seen a being as strong. Maybe one. He's back.
Okay, so I got to get into it first off. So the thing is that Darkseid would be like a Thanos equivalent for DC. So it's really interesting interesting how you say someone's making a bad decision. Interesting that they're choosing to force in the Darkseid thing, and maybe it's because I guess this movie's not going to be canon, so it doesn't really matter anyway. But if they were to from scratch try to do this whole storyline, like Thanos had all kinds of build up in multiple movies before we got to that point, so having to shoehorn him and Steppenwolf, the rock band, into the same movie, it just ends up making it where it's like they're trying to skip all the way ahead to basically their version of Endgame. So I guess this is kind of like Zack Snyder's take on doing like an Endgame movie. Again, it's just like they haven't shown me anything that makes it feel like the movie's going to be quantitatively drastically different than the other movie. It's going to be possibly like a little better, but the other movie was like a 1. So I don't know. Let's keep going.
I spent a lot of time trying to divide us. I made a promise to him on his grave. I need to bring us together. There are enemies coming.
I've seen this movie. I don't get it.
They serve an old power.
This world is divided.
All right, great. Here's another thing too. It's like Zack Snyder has the taste of, actually kind of funny thing I'm freeze framed on, looks like 300, but it's like he has the taste and sensibilities of a 16-year-old boy. And that's probably roughly how old I was when 300 came out, and I thought it was incredible. Now 300 is still a very fun movie. I'm not mad at it, but from then on, he just keeps trying to capture the exact same everything about 300. It's like Sucker Punch is like dark and gritty, but way less stakes. I guess that's the only thing that is like the difference is movies rarely have stakes anymore. So it's just kind of like, oh man, just the edgiest, like just 16-year-old boy idea of like, this is cool, this is awesome. And so having, what's his face, Steppenwolf's armor, he's like, hey, we fixed his armor. It's like, you didn't fix anything. It's ridiculous looking. It's like all the stupid little, pointy sharp tips. It's like, it's kind of like how, who's the guy who made Spawn? Freaking Todd, what's his face? It's like they make these impossible looking, it's cool. More chains, more spikes. I don't care if it's functional. And to an extent, that's not the most important thing, but like people acting like it's this huge upgrade, and all he did was just make it more edgy and more like, yeah, this is awesome. It's like, it just doesn't work on me at all. So
No protectors here. No lanterns. No Kryptonian. It will fall in his name. I have turned worlds to dust. All of existence shall
okay, Thanos. Okay, Ronan. Oh no, he's got a hammer that he's gonna hit a planet and destroy it. Man, if only I hadn't seen that in Guardians of the Galaxy first.
I am not gonna waste it.
They said the Age of Heroes would never come again.
Age of Heroes.
Fighting the devil and his army.
I hope Captain Funny Quips calms it
I
down.
don't care how many demons he's fought and how many hells.
At least that's
He's never
something
fought us
that
united.
we'll get away from, hopefully, from the Joss Whedon version.
It's time to stand. Fight. The time is now.
God, it's gonna be so long. I might have to watch it in multiple parts. Again, that's what I'm saying though. I don't see It just looks like another Zack Snyder movie. You know, it's like I have to assume everyone who's super excited about this movie are people who are already huge Zack Snyder fans with everything else. So best I can say is that if you loved Sucker Punch, if you loved Watchmen, then this is probably going to be right up your alley. But I think that people who thought that the first movie was just unwatchable garbage and don't generally like most of his movies anyway, like, I just don't see this turning them around. And it's not like he doesn't have a good movie in him. I just don't think that the guy should honestly be, like, writing and directing anything. I think that he has a very particular look that some people happen to think looks really cool. So, if that's the case, I think it'd be interesting to grab him as, like, a director of photography for something. But I don't know. I'm not buying it. I'm going to watch it in a couple of days, and we'll see if he changes my mind. But so far, it's like, I don't know. It's crazy. If you get a temperature of what's going on Twitter, not everyone, but the people who are excited about this are like, this looks so different. And I don't see it. I just don't see how different it looks. It just looks like more. And yeah, maybe a little less quippy and like darker saturation, but is the darker saturation the thing that's going to make the movie awesome? Like, whatever. I don't know. Bye. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for being a part of the boss level test screening. So, does anyone have any thoughts, any questions? Sir? Why was the movie called Boss Level? Well, because it's like a video game. Who's the boss? Naomi Watts? Mel Gibson. Of course, it's Mel Gibson. Well, excuse me, because bosses don't normally die with ease 2/3 through the game. We were subverting your expectations.